This is basically the same idea as examples 9 through 12, but they're going to modify them a little bit, and we're going to look at some slightly different mechanics as applied to 3-note per string diatonic scales. So before, for 9, we were up here and we did this, that pattern. Well, let's come down and let's do it on the other strings. We'll change the key to, how about G major? Or make it E minor if you throw E minor at the bottom. In any case, I want to come to the 3rd string, and if we apply the same idea of that mechanic that was in example 9 and we apply it here, we'd be doing this. Okay, and then example 10 was a variation that would contour that pattern like this. So try the first one and then the second one back to back would be this. And then the 3rd one added some grace notes like that. And then the 4th one, I'm going to show you the modified, the simplified one. So instead of the extra string, we're just going to stay on 2 strings. It's this. And then put all 4 of those together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be the pattern applied at this point here in G major, E minor. Also, we added another one which would have been the full pattern like this. Okay, so you've got those 5, and you could try, doing them there, and then you could move that to other string sets. So here, what I want to do is I'm going to throw a new set of examples on you here now. I want you to try number 1. We're going to keep the same. That's this one. Then I want to throw a variation that doesn't change strings. This variation. Okay, so we can have the long version, the first 6-note group, and then so in other words, I'm playing a 6-note group, and then I'm playing a 4-note group. So 6, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. 6, 4. And then improvise the pattern. So you might do 2 of these, then 2 of these, or any other sequence that you want to come up with. And then we've got the long sequence we did was this. And now what I want you to try doing is improvising with those 3, and then we want to move the pattern, and I'll show you how to do that. So here's the 3. Okay, so I'm just using those 3 sets of patterns, improvising the sequences. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to move that to other string pairs. So let's drop a string pair, and let's do it down here. So we have this. Let's try the bottom string pair. Now that you've got that, and you can move those around, and don't worry about the speed. I mean, whatever speed you're at, that's fine. The point is you're going to get a lot of mileage, and those fingers are going to be going over and over and over, and eventually they're going to relax, and as they do, your speed's going to pick up. It's going to feel easier and easier to hit higher speeds. So you don't really have to work too much on speeding it up. Just work on, trying to recreate the patterns, improvise the sequence of the patterns, and stay on top of it and keep your momentum going. And as you do all that, your mind is so busy, you will have gotten all this practice time in, and your fingers are flying, relative to whatever is flying for you. Your fingers are moving relatively fast, and eventually then what happens, is you get all the mechanics that you need in this left hand. So that's really what we're after here. For the final step, though, is I want to start bridging these patterns together. So I could start here on the bottom note. Let's start there. Okay, and then if I add another string, I can move to a higher string pair. So I could do that like this. So I'm on this pattern. Up a string. Up a string. See, I keep adding a string each time. And on the one hand, you can do it simple just with the pattern that's repeating, or then we can throw in some of the other variations. So we might do this. So see what you can do with that. That's going to give you a lot more mileage with this left-hand mechanics, a couple of new mechanics thrown at you. But at this point, you've got like 5 or 6 going, and then you pull the mechanics out of the other examples that were in there, 14, 15, 16, and 17, those licks. Now you've got even more. Try to bridge those together, and then work on applying all that stuff. See if you can come up with some licks on your own. You basically take those mechanics and reshuffle them together, and you can start to play larger and larger legato lines.